Hello, Konrad. Welcome to Game On, and we're here to discuss. I'm gonna ask you a few questions about World of Tanks, and as you said at the conference there, World of Tanks is get from a niche to a phenomenal. How does it feel to have such phenomenal game?
First of all, it's of course fantastic. It's obvious, because we can be here on such an amazing event. We can travel worldwide, attending attending various events, and also the people tend to know the game. It's, so if you say World of Tanks, everybody understands what it's all about. Of course, we have our own audience, so it's more like if you love World of Tanks, you love it. If you don't, it's hard to convince a person to play. But as I said on the presentation, we have quite a few players, so it's really happy.
For now, you have a really big base of players, and the game should stay interesting to them. So, what challenges you faced back there when you were developing the game, and right now when you're expanding it?
First of all, I believe majority of market and business representatives, they couldn't understand that tanks might be popular, that might be sexy. Usually it's just a machine covered in dirt, and no one understands how it works, really. So it was the first challenge that we need to overcome. But thanks to delivering really unique gameplay, we managed to overcome that, and we self-published the game, and that's why we are also a publisher with quite a few successes under our belt, apart from World of Tanks only.
You had difficulties while publishing. Now you help other creators to publish their games, but would you recommend other creators to also go self-publish their games?
Well, it depends. If you have a vision, an idea, so you can. Right now it's very easy, or it's way easier than it was back in the days to publish the game. For example, on Steam there's loads of titles, they changed the system of submification. So they changed the system, and it appeared that there is even more games than it was before, So it's not that hard nowadays to publish the game. Also, on the other hand, there is a really swarm of titles, so also you need to be out of the box with, the idea for the game or the promotion of the game. If you are able to do it by yourself, always it's better to do everything by yourself, not rely on anyone. But in case you want to have a seasoned and trusted partner, you can go with WG Alliance, submit your project, and if we can review it, we review all the projects that are submitted, and if we find it beneficial, because also it should be for us interesting as well, then we can do a cooperation based on individual needs, really.
Okay, so now go back to the game. Why World War II? Why not other period of history?
That's an interesting question, really. Maybe it's. I believe it's because of the fact that, of course, during the World War II, shortly before and after, up until the 60s, for example, there was tanks creations that were really reliable on the tankman's skills itself. Right now, modern tanks, for example. We have Richard Cutland in our company that was for 19 years UK tanksman, really, in an army. So he served in Afghanistan and all other and various conflicts, So he always says, that those tanks from Second World War, they were like very dependable on the skill, and the thinking of all the crew, And nowadays, of course, it's really hard job and very difficult to be a tanker, but it's right now there is way more systems, to aid you, for example, with aiming, moving, and stuff like this, So, and we are trying to deliver the game that it's really based on the skill, So, for example, if for example, if you go with a mouse tank but you don't know how to play, it's one of the I do hope it's one of the heavy hitters in the World of Tanks. But for example, if you don't know how to play, well, you can be wiped out really by the players that play other tanks. So machine is important, but also skill of the player is important for us.
People were very positive when World of Tanks were published for consoles. Is there a possibility in the future for this now trend cross-platform play?
Yeah, we do have cross-platform play, but within Xbox universe. So you can play World of Tanks on Xbox 360 versus the players on Xbox One, and in near future there will be also version for Xbox One X utilizing this 4K capabilities. So yes, this is possible, you know. But for example, do a fight between Xbox and, for example, PS4, it's not possible. We are not, because we are not platform owners, and of course with the PC and the Xbox, well, it might be a little bit tricky, you know, because we might say the mouse and the keyboard is rather more accurate than, for example, gamepads. I personally play a lot in the PS4 version, but yeah, the most skilled guys are on the PC. So it would be rather hard to compete with them using your gamepad.
Okay. World of Tanks is adapted in many countries. Like, for example, in Lithuania we have Lithuanian interface, Lithuanian voiceover. Not many publishers, developers do this. How the idea of this came up?
Well, because for us, local activities and being close to local market is really important, and it's, I believe, one of the keys to the success, right? Because, for example, each time we present some nation full tech tree, or even a single tank, like for example Poodle in Poland, it usually gets lots of attention, not only from gaming media but also from the mainstream ones, you know. So local stuff, it's for us the bread and butter and the most crucial things. That's why, for example, we do as much localizations as possible.
And my final question is about esports. You have Wargaming League. Where do you see World of Tanks and maybe other IPs like Warships and Warplanes in the near future in esports area?
Okay, so in general, esports for us is a kind of an organic thing, you know. So it's not a fact that, for example, some of the developers think, okay, we need to go to esports because it's hell of a popular, you know. So no. What we did with World of Tanks is that the players wanted really more team play, more cooperative play, and more ways of the communication. And based on that, stone by stone, you know, step by step, we developed whole esports, you know, which is also evolving a lot from one season to another. We update it according to gamers' needs, because happy players is one of the key mottos, you know, to fulfill the satisfaction. Of course, you can't fulfill expectations of everyone, you know, because there's way too many of the guys, you know, but we are doing our best. And to get back to the source of the question, with other IPs, for now, there are no this kind of plans. For example, we had in Warsaw on the Torvar Hall great show match in terms of World of Warships. So we shall see how it goes, you know, but strictly it's need to come from the players, really, you know. So that's why we have esports in World of Tanks PC and in Blitz as well.
Okay, thank you for your answers. Once again, welcome to GameOn and have a great time here. Thank you
Very much.